You know that specific kind of cringe? You're stuck in an elevator, someone steps in, and it starts. So, working hard or hardly working? In that moment, you'd honestly rather pry the doors open and jump. Or you're at a party, the conversation drifts to the weather, and you feel your soul physically detach from your body. For some people, small talk is just a minor annoyance, background noise. But for others, it's actual psychological torture. But here is the question: why do some people physically recoil from casual conversation, while others seem to live for it? Stick around, because the answer reveals way more about human psychology than you'd think. Let's start with the first group. For them, their brain is literally wired to reject the shallow stuff. Neuroscientists have found that some people have a high need for cognition. This means their brain craves depth, complexity, and meaning like it craves food. When you ask them, "How was your weekend?" their brain doesn't hear a question. It hears static. It hears nothing. Studies show that these people get less dopamine from surface-level chat. It's like serving someone an empty plate when they're starving. But here's the twist. Put them in a conversation about philosophy, ideas, or existential dread. They transform. They light up. They're not antisocial. They're just allergic to conversations that go nowhere. They would rather sit in comfortable silence than pretend to care about your commute. Then there's the second group, and the reason here is completely different. For them, small talk isn't boring. It's a high-stakes performance, and they are exhausted. Picture this. You're chatting about the weekend. Easy, right? But inside their head, it's chaos. Am I smiling too much? Did I just say something weird? Was that pause too long? Should I ask a follow-up question now? Psychologists call this cognitive load. While you're breezing through the script, they're playing 4D mental chess, analyzing every word, every facial expression, every pause. And here's the brutal part. Because they're so busy performing, they can't actually be present. The conversation feels fake, disconnected, like they're watching themselves from outside their body. Over time, their brain wires small talk directly to stress, so they just stop. Not because they hate people, but because the cost is just too high. The third group is where it gets fascinating. They've realized something most people never will. Small talk is a trap. Think about it. Someone says, "How are you?" You say, "Good, thanks," even if you're dying inside. Someone asks about your weekend. You give the standard answer and move on. We've been trained since childhood to follow these scripts. And sure, they're polite. They smooth things over. But they also lock you on the surface forever. You never connect. You never go deep. For people who value existential authenticity, small talk doesn't just feel boring, it feels like lying. Every empty question, every fake smile feels like a tiny betrayal of who they actually are. For them, small talk isn't social lubricant, it's a cage. But wait, here's the part nobody talks about. People who hate small talk share one weird trait. They're comfortable with silence. Like genuinely okay with it. Most people panic when conversation stops. They scramble for something, anything to fill the void. Because silence feels like failure. But these people, silence doesn't scare them. It's relief. It's honest. It says, "I don't need to perform for you. I'm fine just existing here." That is incredibly rare. Most humans can't handle 10 seconds of quiet without freaking out. Now, the stereotype is that people who hate small talk are arrogant, that they think they're too smart, too deep, too intellectual for everyone else. And sure, some people are like that. But for most, it's the opposite. It's vulnerability. Because small talk is safe. Nobody gets hurt talking about the weather. But real conversation? That's dangerous. You reveal yourself. You risk being misunderstood, judged, or rejected. So when someone skips the script and goes straight for depth, they aren't being superior. They're being brave. They are risking connection instead of hiding behind politeness. And here's the kicker. Hating small talk doesn't mean hating people. Research shows these people often have fewer friends, but their friendships are way deeper. They'd rather have 2 people who know their soul than 20 people who know their weekend plans. For them, small talk doesn't build connection. It prevents it. Every minute spent on the surface is a minute not going deeper. So what does this mean? If you hate small talk, you're not broken. Your brain might just crave meaning, or you're tired of performing, or you've seen through the social script and you can't unsee it. You're not cold, you're just done with the shallow. And if someone seems uncomfortable in casual conversation, maybe don't assume they're rude. Maybe they're just waiting for something real. The real question is, which one are you? And can you handle the answer? If this made you see social interaction differently, hit subscribe. We cover the psychology that actually explains you.